Welcome to Daytona International Speedway for this week's recruitment race for the 213 Simware.com Super Speedway Series. I'm Adam Ebert here with my co-host Brady LaBeouf, and we got Adam Flieger, producer, doing all the camera work. We got looks like about 25 drivers here ready to do battle on the high banks of Daytona. Got to have a good race tonight on our hands. These guys are coming out here to race for a little bit of bragging rights in this recruitment race. See if they want to be the name that shows up to try to get themselves into our NASCAR Racing League here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Brady, don't know if you're there, but how do you feel like things are going to go tonight?
I think they're going to go great. We raised up the license requirement to at least a D class. We've been doing rookie the past couple of weeks, but we're going to try to up it to D class just to see if we can get a little bit more clean racing. So I'm looking forward to it. I know there's some guys in here that are running the series for the season, so they're pretty familiar with them. So hopefully we can get some more guys together and get this series going.
I got some familiar names up there. Looks like we got Stephen Bradford, Corey Thompson, Brandon Broadfoot is out there as always. A couple of names we've already seen so far here on Wednesday night, so definitely going to be pretty interesting to watch all these guys do battle again here. The field is out there qualifying, as we can see on the field.
Yeah, Brandon Broadfoot, he's pretty committed to it. He wants to get it going. So I told him, hey, we need about 10, 15 more people and we can get the season started. So I know he's anxious and so are we. So like I said earlier, I hope we can get this thing going.
And I think it feels like it's going to be starting up pretty soon. It feels like a lot of these guys are showing up week after week. They seem like they're really interested in it. They seem like they want to be a part of it. They seem like they're ready to go racing. Seems like they're just waiting to get the green light. And we're going to get a few more guys probably after tonight. And what do you say, about 10 or 15 more drivers we need to join, and then we'll probably have a full field ready to go.
Yeah, you always want a safety net, right? Like you kind of you want to try to field at least 30 to 35 guys. To make it doable, make it efficient week to week, and just build on those numbers as you go down. You'll lose some guys as the season goes on, but you kind of want to continue to keep recruiting as it goes on also.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can never get enough guys. I mean, the more the barrier. Really, over here in the NASCAR Racing League, we got plenty of spots for everybody to come over, plenty of spots for everybody to come race in, and plenty of series on Monday nights. We got the truck series on Tuesday night. Well, we got probably looking to start up a super late model series, I believe, Brady. Here on Wednesday nights, we're going to be starting up the Super Speedway Series. On Thursdays, the Over the Top Designs Xfinity Series, and then, of course, on Fridays, the big Triple M Pull and Truck Series.
Yeah, that's correct. We're going to try to get that Tuesday Super Late Model Series going. The Cup Series is on Sundays, and right now we kind of put things on hold for Saturday nights. We're still trying to figure out what we'd like to bring to NASCAR on Saturday night.
Yeah, I vote for something just absolutely out there, for sure, on my side of things. But here we see Brad Slagle bringing that number 52 Pennzoil truck around the track for his qualifying lap. So far, 13 trucks have put down a lap, as we still have about almost a minute and a half left in qualifying. See Brad head down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. It looks like he's running that high line, possibly doing his first lap. See some guys get up there, run up against that wall in their first lap. You'll see him drop down to the bottom, coming up on that second lap. He's going to try to get up that all-important run. As you see him already dropping to the bottom as he comes to the triangle, Brady. Those guys, they want to hug the bottom on this second lap and really get a good lap going around there and try to get on the best possible speed. They want to hold a steady steering wheel. The less wheel input, the less speed you scrub off here at Daytona.
Yeah, it's the guy that can get as close as to the wall without hitting it on the first lap to carry that momentum all the way through the lap. And then he wants to get down to that double yellow line as close as he can to it and not turn the wheel as much as he can in the corners to carry that speed coming off of it. So we're waiting to see. We're going to see who can do it the best. Right now, it's the Broadfoot's up there. Can't really make out who the 7 is just yet. Maybe you could help me out with that, Adam. But some fast times so far.
I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce his last name, Mogon. So he's the 7 truck up front and qualified right now. Here about 14 seconds remaining. Looks like he is possibly going to retain that position. Brad Flagel looks like he was only able to put down a 52.78. That's going to put him 14th on the speed chart.
Yeah, and the speed times are so close together at here. You got a 52.30, a 31, 33, 35, 36, 37. So only 15 guys elected to qualify, but it looks like, I'm not sure, we're going to wait to see and grid the field, but we could potentially have 37 guys in here right now.
And then we have our 213simware.com starting lineup. We've got James Mogon. He's going to get the pole. Brandon Broadfoot will be starting alongside him in second. Chris Neal in third. Stephen Bradford in fourth, with Michael Taylor rounding out the top 5. Michael Vandiver will be starting sixth. Jason Gilmore in seventh. Tom Wilson in eighth. Jace Vines in ninth. Will McNeil in 10th. Natasha Gardner in 11th. Darius Williams will be bringing it to the line in the 12th position with Corey Thompson 13th, Steve Shaw 14th, and Brad Flagel 15th. And those are the top 15 trucks that have set down a qualifying lap, and looks like that may be all we have tonight.
Yeah, we got the field gridding on a pit road, so it's a 55 lap race tonight. No stages. The season will have stages, Adam, but for these recruitment races, we're just trying to get guys involved, get our name out there. Hopefully they'll join. So it's just a 55 lap shootout. They will have to make a pit stop. They can only go about 28 laps on fuel. So they definitely have to pit at least once. They have one extra set of tires, so 2 total. And it's definitely going to make things, interesting to see who can do the best job getting on and off pit road during green if it happens.
Absolutely, and these guys do have a fast repair for, of course, the big one that always happens at Daytona. They got one fast repair, pretty much a reset for these guys if they do happen to get taken out of the race. They got 2 extra tires set in there on pit road. Don't really think tires are probably going to matter too much, unless they'll probably take tires if they get a call and, able to go down pit road. They might take a set of tires for some extra grip. But if you see green flag pit stops, I don't really see them taking any tires at all in this race. The track temperature is pretty low. It's only 74 degrees, so that's definitely going to be a lot of grip out there on the track.
Yeah, I wish it was 74 degrees the other night at Pocono. Man, that would have been we would have been laying down some fast times Monday night during that Truck Series race. But you can't pick and choose. It's generated automatically. But yeah, like you said earlier, tires should not be an issue tonight. We basically just gave them a set just to make them happy.
How to do, really? I mean, give them a couple extra sets of tires, and you don't think they're going to complain after that, do you?
Nah, it's hard to keep guys happy, but I just hope that they keep it clean. Hopefully nobody has internet connections and everybody, we could put down some green flag racing, give everybody at home that's viewing and watching a good show.
Absolutely. As the field rounds its way through turns number 3 and 4, I think it's going to be a pretty good race tonight. Hope that everyone watching has a great time watching this race. I think it's going to be a lot of fun out here on the racetrack. The field rounds its way here through turn number 4. Coming to get the green flag, it'll be James Logan leading the field to the green flag. And the green flag is out as the field comes through the Geico restart zone.
Now, what are you looking at to do right here, Adam? You wanna kind of muddy the waters and be up front, or are you heading to the back right now just to see how these guys are racing?
If it's me, I'm heading to the back and see how they're racing. But some of these guys, they're going to want to stay up front. They're going to want to lead this field and control this field. And I'll be curious to see if our pole sitter, James Mogan's going to do that very same thing there in that number 7 truck as he crosses the line to lead lap number 1. Leading a pretty good, strong inside line so far. Kind of broken up, kind of separated. Not completely formed up, but no challengers yet on the outside as they are not able to get the draft together. But, gotta say, Brady, sometimes, sometimes we hang around in the back and, oh, we already got a wreck. Just like the 26 there. I was about to say, it seems like wherever I go on these plate races, I get caught up in the big one, and we just saw a big one right there on lap number 1.
Yeah, Adam, and it's unfortunate, but like I said, the guys do have a fast repair, so they can go get a new truck if they're wrecked pretty bad, and then they can get back in the race.
See what happened right here. It looks like some contact up high with the 29 up against the wall, comes down to the 36 there. Just very unfortunate right there. Looks like about 13 trucks already involved in that lap 1 incident.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to have a big one right there on lap 2, You just kind of want to fill everybody out, as we get this thing going.
Yeah, some of the trucks involved in that incident: Natasha Garner, Jason Gilmore, Matthew Hill, Jay Fines, Brad Slagle, Anthony Bellin, John Obermeski, Tom Wilson, and Torrey Thompson involved in that lap 1 incident. Lap 2 incident, I could say. Man, nowhere for some of those guys to go right there. See some guys trying to head to the grass, trying to avoid it. See one, the 33 snaking through right there. Truck now heading down pit road looking to get some repairs. The 15, the 11 of Darius Williamson, 32. He'll head down pit road. The 36, Don Ashton, truck involved in that early incident.
Well, I know that we're going to be racing at Talladega this Friday night, so not the same track, but same type of racing. Any strategy you have going into that race, or you haven't even really thought about it yet?
Or like 4 race time, especially at a plate race, and I guess my plan is just going to be to hang with my team, stick with the motorsports, and hang out with those guys. And the big news coming out of Nazareth today is that Justin Lumpkin kind of is going to be the Jeff Gordon of Nazareth and be added into the round of 8. So definitely going to help my teammate there in his quest to win a championship, do everything we can to help him out. But I feel like I'm kind of spoiling, I wouldn't say spoiling, giving away some secrets.
I got you. Well, I figured I'd just ask, because I may need some help. I don't really have any teammates in the playoffs, but I will have some in the race. So hopefully my buddy Robbie Richards, Kyle Hess, and Trey Pitts can all help me get up to the front and keep me there so I can get locked into Vegas.
Yeah, I got it's a really strong round of 8 field. On Friday nights with guys like Ted Wade, Keith Bradley, yourself, Stephen Thomas, Justin Lumpkin being added into that mix, Tyler Dittmer, big names in that round of 8. So it's going to be, I think, a really fun round to watch to see who gets to the round, the final 4, and it'll be a crazy championship race. I think as the season starts to wind down over there.
Yeah, and also Taylor Peacott's in that group, and we're going to, he's known at Nazareth as the Super Speedway King, so I know he's excited to go to a race like this, especially in the round of 8, where that's his strong suit, he feels like. So we'll definitely keep an eye on him and see how he does as the race goes on Friday night.
Absolutely, but I think the big team to watch on Friday night, who's the team that's always up front of those plate tracks at the end? Up Front Motorsports. Those guys have been the tailing team of the Super Speedway races as of really the last 2 seasons. So who's going to be the ones to go up there and kind of dethrone them?
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting because, 3 out of 4 of them are in the round of 8. You got Chris Cinnamon, Keith Bradley, and Ted Wade, as you said, and who decides who's leading, and they ride that third lane and they do a great job at working together with each other. So it's definitely going to be interesting if they're all 3 up there battling as we're going back to green on lap 5, it seems like.
Yeah, I forget we saw some drama between them at Talladega in the playoffs last season as we do go back to green flag racing. James Mogan still out front with Brandon Broadfoot restarting in that second position. He's quickly going to drop down and get behind the 7 machine. As some guys are going to calm down here, after that lap 2 incident, Brady. See if guys kind of calm it down. Got a lot of bobbing and weaving, though, going on so far coming down this back straightaway. A lot of guys trying to make some moves here. But they're all deeper in the pack right there. Think we're going to see them calm down or stay a little aggressive?
It just depends. I mean, you can sit here and say that you want them to, which I hope they would, and just run, at least the next 10, 15 laps on the green. But you got 35 different minds that have a different plan than you, just sitting up in the booth announcing this race. So hopefully they can make some green flag racing so we can, enjoy the show a little bit.
Absolutely. The inside line getting pretty formed up here early on in this run. The outside line still trying to get a couple trucks up there together as you see the 13 machine of Chris Neal on the inside pushing the number 7 of James Mogan. And the 29 truck on that outside, Matthew Hill, he is trying to side drive those trucks on the inside, trying to make his way up and fight for this lead. 4 trucks from the leader. I thought we were going to have an incident there further on deeper in the pack. Let's put the 32 machine. He is a lap down. And the field was making their way by him. Oh, that was almost another incident right there. I like the 25 machine of Anthony Bellin. Gave the field a little scared. You see the 54, Steve Shaw, he makes his way underneath of it. A familiar name in this field, Brady. I believe he won, was it last week? Connor Leach in that number 71?
Yeah, I believe so. Our last week's winner, Connor Leach, he's another one that signed up for the series and anxious to get it going. But yeah, congrats to Connor on his win. And, I think he said he came over the radio. He was going down pit road, so I'm not sure if he has damage or whatnot involved in that accident. But hopefully he can get his repairs done and get back out here and run some lap.
I don't have him on record as being involved in that earlier incident, so really curious to see what the reason for the 71 coming down pit road is. It's up front. Side-by-side racing now for the lead between the number 7 and the number 29 as they head through turns 3 and 4. 29 going to back off on that outside line.
And that's what I'm waiting to see right there, is that outside line getting organized and carrying that momentum to corners. You know, you don't need a lot of trucks up there. You know, 4 or 5 will do just fine, and as long as you can keep a straight line and push, you can definitely jump this 7 that's been leading since we've gotten started.
Oh, another really slow lap car in the field having to make some evasive maneuvers, and there's going to be a wreck, and that's just unfortunate right there. It's just never what you want to see. A lap cut looks like on the high line, didn't get all the way up against the wall in the field. You know, they were double file, was not able to get around it. And Brady, we just had a similar incident to this in our brand new Monday Night Sim Hub Truck Series. And a new rule in NASCAR actually came out of this right here. The new rule states that if you are a lap down car and the field is too wide coming behind you, you must get all the way up against the outside lane. I got to say, I really like that rule. Kind of maybe can't really enforce that in a recruitment race, but would have been nice right there.
Yeah, and the guys are aware of it, but I wouldn't blame that on Don Ashton right there, the lap down car. I mean, he was up there where he was supposed to be, and I know he's off pace, but he's still, you know, under the minimum speed. It looks like I'm trying to figure out Michael Taylor pushes up into him, and he causes that wreck. So I would put that more of on Michael Taylor than I would Don Ashton.
Yeah, after watching the replay there, you know, you do kind of see that. It looks like he kind of gets down, kind of gets some space, and I don't know if he came together there with the truck on his inside. But that was definitely an unfortunate incident there. As guys involved in that lap 10 incident, Torrey Thompson, Tom Wilson, Jace Vines, Michael Vandiver, and Darius Williamson involved in the lap 10 incident there. AC Michael Taylor coming back around the track after getting some repairs made on that truck. Dave Bogan's still out front, Brady. I believe he's led almost all 11 laps so far that we've completed. Nobody able to get up there and give him any trouble so far. Folks, if you're not used to iRacing and you're watching this for the first time, these guys are in their real life virtual sims. You know, they're seeing what's in the cockpit of these trucks. And this, I'll tell you what, if you've never experienced iRacing, you got interest in iRacing, it is a really great thing to try out. You know, a really great thing to give a chance. It's really a good community out there if you find the right one to fit into. The iRacing and the racing community in general is just so large that, you know, you get yourself in a community like NASCAR, North American Sim Racing Association, and they're more like a family than they are even a community.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. I would agree to you completely. You know, it's just a couple of guys, you know, that Next thing you know, you got 10 or 15, and then you got 20 to 30, and then you expand to another series, and you're dealing with 60 guys. But all in all, everybody just becomes close. You create private group messages, and you get to know people on a personal level. So it's more than the just iRacing. Like right now it's hunting season, so everybody's showing off, their deer pictures and their deer cam pictures and whatnot, and where they're hunting and talking about hunting. So it's just a community of brothers basically coming together and racing, 1, 2, 3 nights a week.
Yeah, that's really a good way to put it, Brady. A community of brothers that, we all have fun racing each other. Sometimes we argue like brothers, but that's the beauty of it. That's kind of a great relationship that you build, I would say.
Oh, most definitely. I would definitely agree with you on that, and we look forward to all the new members that we have. We welcome anybody who wants to come. I feel like we're pretty diverse to where we have, stuff going on every single night for anybody who would like to join.
All right, green flag's back out at Daytona. That 13 will tuck in behind that number 7. Jay Brogan, and we've already got more incident on the outside line right on the restart. I don't believe that, Brady. That looked like the number 29 on the outside there. Wow. Not really much you can say right there about that one, Brady.
Yeah, and I'm hearing something about ignition button or something like that. So, trying to figure out what exactly happened.
Yeah, this was coming from the leader. Not really sure. I think he was referring to being slow after the fact.
Okay.
After the caution had come out.
But you usually don't see that happen too much. I guess he was drafting and he must have shifted. And whenever he shifted, he got tapped and it just kind of slung him into
the three there kind of just drifted up, coming out of that trial where like he maybe had more room on that outside than what he actually did have. Just drifted up into the car on his outside, that truck being the number 29 of Michael Healy. The 3 just comes right up off the racing line right there and just into the car on his outside. As I believe some more issues with the 3 on pit road currently, and Michael Healy. As they finally found their way to the pit stalls. Looks like they were sitting out on pit road there, Brace.
Yeah, it looks like the number 13 truck of Chris Neal is going to get an EOL penalty for causing that. That's something, we try to make it a racing deal or judge, if there was intent or whatnot. We try to let, boys have at it, but you do have to police some things, like if you cause a caution that could have been avoidable, you will get penalized. So you just need to, I guess, kind of watch what you do at some times because there is an admin watching.
Yeah, I hear confirmation there, Brady. The 13 changed lanes before the start-finish line right there. As we just saw on the Blank Towing and Sim Racer Hub instant replay. He had restarted up there in the second position and then jumped right down to the inside right before they crossed the start-finish line.
Yeah, and that's Kyle Hess is our race controller tonight. He's doing a great job keeping an eye out on those things, and that's one thing that they tell the drivers in the meeting before the race starts is do not change lanes before you cross the start finish line. So People, I guess they need to get accustomed to the rules, and it's not an official race or whatnot. It's a private party kind of deal. It's you follow the rules that they have implemented, and there's a good reason for that, Adam. You don't want guys laying back and just coming through there, running 130 miles an hour trying to pass everybody on the third lane. You know what I mean?
So you got to have rules, and rules are there for a reason to keep people from going all over the place out there. So it's a good thing we do have rules. Looking at that pit cycle there, that Kaufman cycle, looks like the leader, James Mogan, has went ahead and gone down pit road right there to get some fuel. Just the service done on that number 7 machine. That's going to surrender lead over to the number 15 of Natasha Gardner as the field heads down pit road. Second place, Gavin Gardner. Tom Wilson, Brad Slagle, Steve Shaw, Michael Taylor, Connor Leach, still not out of this race yet. Dave Logan will be dropped back down to the 8th position. Brandon Broadfoot, Knight, and William Salomon will be rounding up top 10 here on lap number 17. We'll be jumping back to lap 18 when we get the green flag as the field heads into turn number 3.
Yeah, and a key note right now, if I'm doing the math correctly, they are about 10 laps away from their fuel window opening up. So if they can get through these 10 laps, they can pit, and then that'll be it. They'll be good on fuel the rest of the way, Adam.
All right, that's going to be it from the watch. Field heads back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out as we head to lap number 18. Like we got a mostly clean restart this time. It's going to be Gavin Gardner and that 88 truck is going to quickly gain the lead from Natasha Gardner. I don't think there's any relation to those two. Their last names are actually spelled a little bit differently. Some aggressive pushing right there from the two leaders trying to get out front of the field. And there's black car number 26. And it looks like the field's going to get through cleanly this time. Got a little hairy again almost there for a second.
Yeah, that the 26 truck is way off pace, so we're going to have to get confirmation from race control because there is a minimum speed that they are required to run.
Last time by, that was he was coming off pit road that last time by from that number 26 machine, so he was just getting up to speed, it looked like.
Okay, that's the 26 of Jason Gilmore.
Some pretty wide action up front. Looks like the 54 there stuck in a sucker hole, but now the 69 is going to get left hung out to dry on the outside. Man, that sucks for you. I mean, when you're on that out front line and you're with a group of drivers, and all of a sudden they all abandon you at one time and head down to the middle lane, and you're stuck out there all by yourself. You're pretty much suckered out up there.
Yeah, you always ask, why me, in that situation. But nevertheless, they've got some great racing up front, this side by side. And like I said earlier, the outside, if they could just stay in line and get some momentum building, they can contend for this lead up here. And that's exactly what you're seeing.
From side by side racing, about 3 to 4 rows deep right now. As you take about 8 laps away, you said, from green flag pit stop. The 7 cut, he was dominating this race early on, and he's already made it back to that 4th position right there on the outside. He wants to get back up here and lead this race.
Yeah, and I feel like Daytona and Talladega have changed a little bit since the last update. If you can push really, really good on the bottom lane. Whoa, as you see they come down. Yeah, the Chris Neal 13 truck just shoved down there.
54 and 7 got a huge run on that outside lane. We're able to clear the leader.
Yes, but the bottom line could be dominant. You know, if you get together, get a few trucks together, you know, 4 to 5 that just stay in line and they can pull away and get away from the pack.
Yeah, that bottom line usually is kind of the line you don't want to be in because you constantly have those outside line guys getting a run on you, coming off the corner, and pretty much an endless cycle if you're on that bottom lane. Still kind of getting single file here. Like Brad Slagle on that Pennzoil machine that we watched in qualifying. He's the only truck right now hanging out on the outside line. He's going to try to follow in line there with the 69. Actually cut the 69's nose off right there.
Yeah, I think Tom Wilson's like, hey, man, you wasn't cleared. Where are you going?
Really close incident there. As the 7 now moves to the inside and leaves the 54 out the dry in the 7. James Mogan right back to the lead.
Yeah, that's kind of that's just interesting that Steve, you know, he was controlling that race, and as he dives down on the bottom line, we're seeing that a lot, guys, you know, trying to get to that bottom, and now he's going back up to the top. But I'm trying to figure out what was he doing to where he just gave up the lead like that. I didn't know if he was going to draw back or what, get ready for pit stops, but he had control of the race and basically just gave it away right there.
Yeah, he lost it very quickly, but he is fighting back on the outside line and really racing that 88 machine hard on that outside line. But you know, I'm trying to look here and see Brady. The 7, you know, pit on that last caution, so obviously he's going to be okay on gas for a little bit, but trying to look to see how many guys are going to have to come down pit road.
Yeah, and you know, it probably was a good idea to top off that last caution because that's just less fuel, you know, you got to take during the green flag stop. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that from him.
Yeah, I feel like most of everybody up there has pitted already, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 cars. So be curious to see how long some of these guys can go. The field kind of calming down a little bit out there. You know, a couple early incidents, and now they're starting to calm down. Mostly single file racing out there. And the field kind of starting to get strung out a little bit as they head off turn number 2 here at Daytona. Got to give a shout out to our colleague, Michael McKinnon, not able to make it tonight. Usually he'd be in the booth broadcasting with us tonight. We're definitely missing him out here. And his great commentary that he gives us week in and week out. That's 54, and looks like the 3 hit over the wall off the corner there.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost trying to look like Ross Chastain right there coming off of turn 4. But the 54, Steve Shaw, he's continuing to try to make that outside lane work. And as you see, these 4 trucks right here, you know, bumper to bumper, they're starting to pull away. And if they continue to do that, like I said earlier, they can continue that run, which they're not doing a great job right there doing it. But the 13 gets knocked out of Chris Neal. He's gonna try to contend. He does have the 54 coming up to his bumper, so maybe those 2 trucks can create some good momentum coming off of 4 right here and get to the front.
Now, in fact, that was the 24, Brandon Broadfoot, that actually had gotten in the wall. He's running kind of that Dale Earnhardt tribute silver Bass Pro Shop scheme. I'm a little confused there, thinking maybe that was the number 3 out there. But 13 of Chris Neal and Steve Shaw, they're definitely going to try to hook up right here. Steve, he's been aggressive with these side drives, so I expect him to be pretty aggressive with these pushes right here, trying to get both of them up here to the lead. Lot of snake weaving right here going in the back straightaway. Got to be careful of that. We know when both lanes are doing that, Sometimes you'll have a collision right in the middle where you don't want it.
But it looks like the field has, at least done very, very well to where, we've had some green flag racing this last run, and hopefully it can continue on, Adam, and we can see them perform some pit stops on the green and get back to pack racing and, see this little group right here that we have going for it at the end.
Yeah, flat 28 now, so we were expecting some guys maybe have to come down pit road now. Maybe with the cautions they can go a little bit longer. The field already kind of reaching out to one of these lap cuts to the 32. They've already had a couple close calls, so they're coming up on the 32. A lap cut coming off turn number 4. They're already communicating to him saying, hey man, cool if you can kind of keep it high and out of the way. Is that one thing that makes you nervous if you're the leader, Brady, coming up on a lap truck that's 20 miles an hour slower than you?
Yeah, and you kind of you try not to put so much on race control in that situation. You want the guy that is like you see John right here, trying to get out the way and whatnot. The slower guy and the leader James coming up on him. You want those guys to kind of communicate, let them know like, hey man, we're too wide. Go to the top and kind of stay on that third lane. We'll get by you, and then you can get behind the pack and draft and get back up to speed. And so you want to see those guys communicate to make life easier on the whole field. And because the last thing you want is them not say anything and then him be on the bottom and then go to the top, and next thing you know, we're 3 wide racing for the lead with 5 to go, and lap 4 takes off the whole field.
Currently, we have 12 drivers on the lead lap currently. And one guy that is not quitting in his quest to get this lead is that 54 on that outside line. He is not giving up up there.
Yeah, we definitely got to give him a shout out and credit. Steve has got hooked up with the 13. We've seen the 13 ahead of him. Now, looks like a bump was in the corner maybe. We're definitely going to have to go back and watch the replay on that, Adam. But it looks like maybe net code or maybe a bump in the corner, as we see the Pulse Popper replay right here.
And let's see what happens here. Watching the 24 of Brandon Broadfoot right there, coming off the inside line up into the 54s. Not really sure if he just lost a little bit of air up underneath of him. Got a little arrow tight right there in the center of the corner.
Yeah, it almost looks like he might have caught a little bit of the apron and it bounced his truck up, but nevertheless, we're hearing from race control that he is getting an EOL for causing that. It's just unfortunate, for the 13 and the 54. They had such a great run going, but that's part of the deal, right? That's part of the racing.
Yeah, Brandon Broadfoot, he's been just about every single one of these recruitment races, so seems like he's just getting caught up in bad luck after bad luck. Here, getting caught up in an incident, so I think he's going to be able to use a fast repair right there to get a good new clean truck on him.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out to see if the 13 right there, because I seen him get collected in that mess, but that's why it pays to be up front in these situations, Adam. If you're the 7 truck, you're feeling great right now because you avoided all the calamity going on back there right now. And like we said before, the fuel window is open now, so they can make it the rest of the way.
Yeah, we've got guys, basically the whole field here coming down pit road. The 7 leading the field down. We got Michael Taylor coming down, Natasha Gardner, Tom Wilson. Connor Leach coming down pit road now.
And we got trucks like Darius Williamson. He's showing repairs, the black flag repair, needed repairs. So it looks like he's going to have some required repairs. So unless he has a fast repair, he's going to spend a lot of time on pit road, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll have to look to see here if we see him on pit road there at the number 11 machine. And he's been another guy that's been in just about every one of these recruitment races. So it's been good to see some of these guys that continue to show up for all these. And he still got damage on that machine, so he's already used that fast repair for sure. Looks like the 15 and Natasha Gardner is going to come off pit road with the lead here. Brady, the front two positions changing spots. The 7 been dominating most of this race. We're going to drop back to the second position.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to go back to green. I'm trying to see. It looks like we're going to go back to green with 21 laps to go. Like I said, they should be able to make it on fuel. Shouldn't be an issue moving forward. And hopefully they can keep it green the rest of the way.
Yeah, 186 total incidents in this race so far, Brady. And when I say incidents, I don't mean, for those watching, individual wreck. That is actually the incident points that these drivers are getting for making contact with another car, making contact with the wall, going off the course, being involved in a wreck. These guys, that's a total record of all the incidents in this race so far between all of those.
Yes, and we actually had Wednesday night trivia for the Monday night series, guys, and we gave out 2 free entries to next week's race at Texas Motor Speedway, and that was Charles Keller Jr. and Brandon Broadfoot that won each question. And one of the questions was how many total accident points were accumulated by the group Monday night at Pocono? You have any idea how many, Adam?
If I had to guess, about 154.
307.
Wow, I was way off.
Green.
Yeah, so shout out to those guys for winning and getting that correct answer.
Still getting back to racing here.
Yeah,
Progressive driving again right here.
Yeah, and we're already seeing 2 trucks right there drop to the back. They know that something is brewing, and we haven't seen the last of caution so far.
It's 21 to go now here at the line, so it's definitely not seen the last of the cautions. Lots of aggressive moves being made out here.
And as we see the first 6 trucks, it looks like on the bottom lane, and then you see that 13 of Chris Neal back there fighting for 7th, 6th. But they look like they do have some momentum building up to where they're going to try to contend for this lead pretty soon.
But one thing I'm watching is, we keep seeing guys trying to get up there to that outside line, trying to get it formed up. And we haven't really seen anybody really, like you said earlier, like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you're kind of able to dominate that bottom line a little bit more than you are on the top line here recently. I haven't really seen anybody really make a strong push on that outside line. But maybe we're going to see that now between the 13 and the 7. And that 7 is trying to get back into the lead.
Yeah, and you see the number 13 of Chris Neal. He's going to peek out in front for a little bit, capture that lead. We'll see if that 7 truck is doing a great job at pushing him. We're going to find out at the line. And yeah, the 13 of Chris Neal was able to lead that lap right there, Adam. And I think, yeah, go ahead, Adam.
I'm just going to say, well, let's take it away here for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. As we see that high line is getting really great momentum right now. We're going to see the 13 and the 7 pull down to the inside line. They did a great job of getting themselves back up in front. That's just a great job by James and Chris working together. They come off a 4 right here. The 54 of Steve Shaw is going to take it to the outside and hopefully pull in a 24 of Brandon Broadfoot. But it looks like Broadfoot wants to kind of lay back right there and head to the back out of trouble. So the 13 of Chris Neal continues to lead, and Steve Shaw's not going to go away easily, though. He's going to continue to fight on that outside.
Yeah, he still is trying to side that on that outside. You'd think he would have probably learned his lesson from his incident with Brandon Broadfoot earlier, but he's nonetheless not giving up on that outside line, is he?
No, not at all. There's some great speed on that outside line if you can carry it off. And we found that out, on Monday nights. We raced at Daytona 3 weeks in a row for our duels, clash, and week 1 at Daytona to kick off speed weeks for our season. And but the problem is you're vulnerable because, you can have the guy behind you pushing, but if he's not one of your teammates, he'll dive bomb you going off into 3, and then next thing you know, leave you hanging out to dry. So, but just great job right here by Chris and James. Not sure if they're teammates or if they know one another, but we've seen them work great together tonight as they continue to do so going down the backstretch.
Yeah, these guys that have been running up front for most of this race in this top 5 have really been working well together. And give you a little trivia question here, Brady, if you can tell me the only truck out there without an incident point.
Ooh. I'm going to say... Oh, that's tough. But I'm going to go with the number 88 truck. That's in 3rd place.
I think Gavin Gardner, but nope. It'd be the 7 truck right in front of him.
That makes sense. I thought Yep, that makes sense. Kudos to James for running a clean race. Man, that should have been obvious, I guess, but I could have sworn he had maybe some damage, but nevertheless, it's accident points. So, but yeah, I can't believe I missed that.
That field comes down to 15 laps to go. Brady, everybody can make it on fuel here. We talked about under caution, but what's the big strategy here with 15 to go?
Well, it's all about finding buddies right now. You got 15. You as long as you stay with this front pack and you don't let them get away, you can still catch up to them. As we see like the 54 back there and all those guys, even Brandon Broadfoot back there, running like 8th or 9th. It looks like they're not in any kind of harm's way of losing a draft. They can make a run. Oh, as we see the 7 right there get loosed, and the 88 do a great job of not getting into the back of them. But Brandon's in a good spot. They can all form up, find your buddy, make a run on the outside, and get back up to the front like we are seeing right now with this 54 truck of Steve Shaw.
Yeah, a couple of lap down truck. Going into turn 1 right now is Tom Wilson, Connor Lee, Matt Layton. A few of those guys have kind of lost the field, but up front, 54 has found some friends on that high line. And, wow, Brandon Broadfoot being real aggressive on the outside there. Broadfoot's going to try to make that 3 wide, but now he's going to cut back in behind that 54. That 54 and the 24. Steve Shaw and Brandon Broadfoot. Those two seem like they've been some of the most aggressive trucks tonight. These guys don't want to lay over just yet. And looks like, I want to say it's Corey Thompson behind them. That Corey Thompson is the 02 machine, that gray and black machine on the outside there in the back, close to the back of the pack.
Yeah, that's correct, Adam. It kind of looks like, he's nervous to get up there. Maybe he kind of, wants to just stay where he's at, We'll definitely look out to see what his strategy is going to be with looks like we're going to have 12 laps to go here. But
I'll win a race.
Yep, Torrey Thompson won duel number 1 from Monday nights. So he had a great race, put himself in great position, was running top 5 that whole entire race. Ooh, so we see a big shot from the 88 on Chris Neal right there. But yeah, Torrey did a great job that race, and it paid off for him with the victory.
And see the 7, he's going to the outside line now. He's got one of the most aggressive drivers in this race, the 54 Steve Shaw behind him. The 7, with coming to 11 to go, we see a lap truck on the inside here is going to pass by, cut through the grass, try to stay out of the way of the leaders. And the 7 having to back out of the throttle there.
Yeah, he's going to regroup and get back up here. I guarantee you we haven't seen the last of that 7 truck tonight.
There's a 13 of Chris Neal. Put him in the grass. I can't believe the 13 just saved that.
Yeah, and that's a great job right there. As he's going to get back up on the racing surface and continue. He may lose the draft here, Adam, but I'm sure there's going to be another caution. He'll get back up in this thing, so it might be a blessing for him right there. But just a great job by him of saving that truck.
I heard the 88 of Gavin Gardner say he gave me a lane and I took it. Oh, and now we got more incidents behind. The 02 is Corey Thompson. That's exactly what Chris Neal wanted right there after being involved in that accident.
Absolutely, and like I said, it's probably a blessing for him right there. As we're going to have less than 10 laps to go after this caution, so it's definitely go time now, Adam.
Yeah, it looks like Corey Thompson there on the outside heading into that turn is going to be, looks like the start of that one. And see the Corey Thompson there just going a little bit low. Looks like the 3 truck. They were heading down into turn number 1 here. Yeah, that's a little bit of driver awareness there, Brady. Not really knowing how close that truck is below you. And just causing kind of an unfortunate accident there. And I believe the 7 was involved in that wreck. So that's going to take away the 0 incidents for the 7, and he was definitely involved in that caution.
Yeah, and I would assume that he still has a fast repair, so he should be just fine the rest of the way.
Oh, wow. He has used it, Brady.
Oh, okay. Well, we just seen him go airborne right there, so.
Well, he did use it.
Okay. So yeah, so great job by utilizing that. Oh wow, yeah, he had a lot of damage, even with the rear spoiler right there and the left rear quarter panel. That's a nice looking truck, by the way, too, Adam.
It is a nice looking. Looks like a team vision truck. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Team
Team
Extreme.
Extreme.
So.
Team Extreme. I apparently need some vision.
Well, how about we do this, Adam? How about we kind of know the remaining trucks. We know them pretty well now. You got Gavin, Latasha up there, Brandon, Michael, William, Steve, Chris, Tom Wilson, Connor Leach, Matt, James, Tori. They're also on the lead lap. So if out of these 12 guys, who would be your pick to win?
We gotta keep with that. Oh well, you know. Hold on a second. Look at some of these trucks here. See who's still in this thing. In fact, I'm gonna look at one guy in particular. Connor Lee. I gotta pick him again, Brady. He's sitting back there ninth. He's got a clean truck in that number 71 Chevrolet. We've seen Connor Lee win this thing before. It is recruitment races. I think I gotta pick him. What about you?
Well, my birthday's January 13th, and I've been watching the 13th of Chris Neal, and I think he caught a break right there whenever he went on the apron and saved it. And I think that's the break he needed with the caution. So I'm going to go with the 13 of Chris Neal right here, who's running sixth.
All right. There's lots of good guys to pick from out there. I mean, the 7 is back out there with pretty much a fresh truck back there in, the 10th position. So hard to count him out of it.
Oh yeah, this is definitely like playing the lotto. You probably have a better chance at winning the lottery than you do picking the winner out of this race. Even though there's 12 left, like I said, you're probably better off winning the lottery tonight.
It's going to be about 6 laps to go. We'll get the green flag. The field, pace car leads the field down the back straightaway here at Daytona. And for everybody at home watching, you can find the NASCAR Racing League on Facebook at NASCAR Racing. We have a website, www.nascarracing.com. You can find us at Instagram. And then as the NASCAR Racing Series on Instagram. And if you guys are interested in joining our league, you'll catch all of our Discord links on there and lots of opportunity to come race in a whole lot of different series over here at NASCAR. And you're going to catch a lot of it right here on NASCAR 360 Racing Network. This is 213. Speedway.com. Super Speedway Series is back to green flag with 6 laps to go. Close races right there, but the 5th position. Osfoot giving William a pretty hard push to another corner. He's had to back off, kind of cause a little check up on the inside. That's going to let this outside line go 3 wide, and a huge run coming from that 71 of Connor Reese. We just talked about him. That third truck on that outside line right there.
Wow, they're just brave whenever they go to the top like that. They just come down on the inside lane like that. Great job by Broadfoot noticing that and kind of checking up right there.
That 15 of Natasha Garner going to get a huge push from Connor Leach. The Connor goes to the inside. Now he's going to look to take the lead. The 7 has made his way back up to the 4th position on that outside line.
Yeah, and they definitely are getting a little bit squirrely right now. They're definitely, 5 laps to go. They're pushing. They're trying to get up there.
And Natasha Gardner leads Connor Leach on the inside line. The 7 of James Mosey has made his way back up into the 4th position. Gavin Gardner in that 88. Fighting on the inside, giving the 71 of Connor Leach the best push he can, trying to hold him in front of those guys on the outside. Looks like a little bit of incidents going on behind.
Yeah, that's the 02 of Torrey Thompson. We've seen him get pushed down to the bottom, but he's back on track, and he should be in good shape.
Yeah, we're going to keep it green here at Daytona. The field heads through turn number 1 and 2 side by side. 3 rows deep, 4 rows deep, coming off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Connor Leach on that inside line continues to lead the 88. Natasha Gardner on the outside continues to lead James Logan. The 13 right behind them. Brandon Broadfoot, the third truck on the inside line. These have been pretty much the 6 trucks that have been up front all race long, racing for this thing. We come to 3 laps to go from Daytona now.
Yeah, this group, they've done a great job, doing a good job. It's the last of the survivors, I guess you can say. But just a great job by everybody. So whatever happens here, kudos to them for staying out there this long. And 3 laps to go as we see a big run coming up, big push from the 7. I know the 7's trying to get up there. He definitely wants to get back to this lead.
Yeah, Steve's on that 54. He's the 4th truck on the outside line right now. He's not out of this thing yet either. He's poking his nose back up there. The 11 back there behind the 17 and the 54. It looks like Michael Taylor's still in this thing. And 2 to go. It's going to get interesting, Brady. These guys are being real aggressive with their pushes.
Absolutely.
We're going to see if any of these guys are going to try to make it 3 wide. I almost put for that 7. If that 13 behind the 7 gets a good run, I'd look for him to go with him on that outside line. Unless he can push the 15 past the 71 right here. And they got a good run. Are they going to be able to do it?
Yeah, for some reason, I think that 13 might pop out and make it 3 wide here because that 54 is showing him that he'll go with him if he makes the move. But doesn't really have a run right here just yet. But I got a feeling on this white flag, we're going to see some 3 wide racing.
And as we hit through 1 and 2, white flag is in the air. Now the field's getting even tighter and tighter and tighter. The 7's giving some real aggressive pushes to that 15 on the outside lane there. Oh, it's getting squirrely right there coming off turn number 2. 88's pushing Connor Leach really hard. The 7's pushing Natasha Gardner really hard. I think the 7 and the 15 are going to have a pretty good run coming off turn number 4 right here. Unless the 88 can keep pushing Leach like he is. And he's going to. 88's going to pull out and try to take the win away. The 7 right behind him. I'd give it to Gavin Gardner and the 88 machine right there, grabbing the win right at the last second over Connor Leach.
Wow, that was an amazing move right there by Gavin. I mean, that's textbook. I mean, he had enough gap coming off the corner and just took it right there. That was awesome.
That was a pretty good thrilling finish right there. 88, was able to just waited until the guys on the outside, they pushed too hard, they got disconnected. They gave the 88 and the 71 the run they needed through 3 and 4 to hold on to it, and 88 was able to take it high at the 71 of Connor Leach and grab the win there.
Well, Adam, what were your thoughts on the finish right there? I think that's what we we're shooting for. Just 2 wide, double file all the way. We saw a little accident, coming off of 4, but everybody was just going for it at the end, and I think we had a great finish. 21 hundredths of a second, Gavin over Connor.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, look at that kind of a thrilling 4-way finish right there. That was a real impressive finish from Gavin Garner. Connor Leach, he was my pick to win it right there at the end, but he wasn't quite able to get it done. Almost got it done, and man, if I'd have picked him, that'd have been some luck, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, anyway, as we're waiting for some of these top 3 guys to get into the waiting room, as the top 3 is going to go Gavin Gardner with the race win, Connor Leach finishing second, and Natasha Garner right there in third. Brady, I think we can maybe go ahead and catch up with our second place finisher, see if we can get him pulled up here.
Yeah, we're just giving them a second to get their. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do Connor. He's in the waiting room, so we'll go ahead and pull him up and get him in here.
Connor Leach, Adam Newbert up here in the NASA 360 broadcast booth. Looks like you brought it home in second. Just needed a little bit more right there at the end. You missed it by about a nose, and I gotta say, Connor, I picked you to win that thing. So either I'm your good luck right there, and you almost won it, or I'm your bad luck, and that's what caused you not to win it.
No, I love it when you pick me. I love it that you picked me. It's too bad we had 3 teammates in that one. One of them got caught up in a couple of the early wrecks and ran out of fast repairs, and he was pretty much out of it right then. And then 2 other guys there were with us, and they had a little bit of an incident on their own. But down near the end there, I made a move 3 wide on the top, and it just kept going and going and going. I was surprised I didn't really have anyone pushing me, but it just kept going, going. Got up near the front, and then ended up getting pushed by the 88 there. He was giving me one hell of a push. It was perfect. I wanted to block him for the finish there, but he pushed me so good I couldn't even do it.
That was a quick move there too, Connor. When you're coming to the line like that and you're leading the race, do you want to be the guy leading the race, or did you want to be the guy in second right there? It seems like it's hard to really control your destiny sometimes in that situation.
No, absolutely not. You want to be second line or even further back because you never know what's going to happen at the end. Generally, the guys that are leading, coming to the white flag, you're going to have a hard time keeping everyone behind them. But no, it was a good race. It was a good finish. That was awesome.
Yeah, Connor, this is Brady in the booth. Just one quick question for you because I've been there, man. It sucks. You always want to wish that you have a teammate behind you so you can kind of manage that spot a little bit more and not have to worry about putting the block on them. But I know that you're probably going to go back and watch the replay just to see if you could have done anything different. But how can you defend that run coming off the corner like that and putting the block on it and not wrecking the whole field?
That's a tough one. Like, you got to be really watching the second he makes any move. You better be moving with him. But even then, usually when the guy behind you starts making a move, it's because he's got a slight run on you. So he's going quicker. You try to block him, you're likely going to get turned and or kill the whole field. So it's a tricky situation. That's why I'd rather be second in line coming to the flag. But sometimes it works. Most of the time, I've never really had any good luck being the leader coming to the end, unless you can block that move, but it's dangerous.
I gotcha. Well, nevertheless, congratulations on runner-up tonight. I know you want to be first, but I know you'll take second. Is anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Dirt Monkey Team. I didn't have any team coming into this, and it seems like I found a little bit of a home there. I'd like to thank those guys for bringing me on, Tom and Matt. And then we got Jeff from Recruitment race last week, and looks like we got a pretty strong showing. Had some tough luck this week, but I think as we get this season rolling in, we'll be finding ourselves at the top pretty quick.
Yes, well, we appreciate you guys signing up, and we look forward to having you guys. Y'all have a great night.
10-4. Thanks, sir.
And now we're going to bring in the winner of tonight, Mr. Gavin Gardner. Gavin, you got it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, congratulations on the victory. Tell us a little bit about the last 5 laps, putting yourself in position and coming off the turn 4 right there and stabbing the victory from Connor Leach right.
Yeah, I was sent behind him that entire run. The 15 and I were working the majority of the race. I was really trying to get him behind me so him and I could make a dash to the front. But when we went into 3 and 4 on that last lap, I gave the 71 everything, and him and I were able to clear. And the 15 gave me a shot, came up, and I was able to drive by for a win.
Yeah, when you bring up the 15 there, I was sitting here wondering this entire race if y'all were related in some way. I noticed y'all's last names are spelled just a little bit different, but any relation there?
Yeah, him and I have no relation to him. Him and I just we hooked up about a couple laps in, and him and I stuck together bumper to bumper most of the race.
I gotta ask as well there, that move that you made coming off turn number 4 on Connor Leach there, you were able to pull to his outside and get the huge run coming off the corner there, able to slingshot by for the win. Is that, you're coming off that corner in the second position, were you just in your head thinking that you were in the perfect position right there to pull off that move? Is that exactly where you wanted to be and how you planned it out coming to that checker flag?
Yeah, I was hoping to get in front of the 15, and I didn't think I was going to be able to slide draft him that much to get him there, but iRacing physics just surprise you sometimes, right? Yeah, the side draft really worked there, and then I got that shot from the 15, which was able to stretch it out to only a 0.020, I believe, finish, which was pretty cool for me.
Absolutely. Are we going to be seeing you around in the Super Speedway Series here at NASA? And
yeah, I'm gonna try this. I drive race cars for and real cars. So this is my off season, so I'm gonna try to run a few races, jump in here, do a couple. But yeah, I think I'll be able to come around for a couple.
all right. Well, thank you for your time, Gavin. Congratulations on the win. Any sponsors, anybody you'd like to thank out there?
Yeah, seatinserts.com, Beach House Graphics, Red Wolf Express, Swindell Speed Labs. Everybody supports me in even real life racing. It's kind of cool to be able to get this because I'm usually not that good at super speedways.
All right. Well, thank you, Gavin. Congratulations again on your win tonight, and we hope to see you around again in the future.
Thank you.
And Brady, you got to say this was probably one of the more funner, more competitive races that we've broadcasted here for these recruitment races for the Super Speedway Series.
Absolutely. And I think what we're starting to see too is we've got that core group of guys that are going to race the season, and they continue to show up, and they're familiar with one another. They know how each other races and whatnot. So, you add those 15 drivers who's been here every single week with us, and you try to get 15 more, and they continue to race together in these recruitment races, and the show gets better and better, right? So hopefully we can continue to see that build into next week, and hopefully get the season started soon.
You bring it up right there, and we talked about it earlier, just so many guys that we've already seen in these recruitment races continuing to race in them and getting used to each other, like you said, and that is the end result of that is that we are starting to see some better racing out of all these drivers during these recruitment races, and I think we got, if we keep building on momentum like this with these guys, we're going to have a really great series for everybody to watch on Wednesday nights.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you.
Well, I think that's pretty much going to wrap up our broadcast tonight, guys. Brady, any closing thoughts on this race?
Just some great racing. We saw a couple of cautions at the beginning, kind of wiped out a couple of guys. No, we feel bad for them. Wish they could have ran the whole race, but it's just part of Super Speedway Racing. If anybody's interested in running this series out there, please join the Discord and sign up, and we'll see y'all next week at Talladega.
I have to give a moment to shout out all of our sponsors tonight. Sim Racer Hub, Blanchard's Towing and Repair, 213simware.com, Pulse Poppers, Triple M Pulling, NRE Power Systems, Lily's Landing and Catering, all those great sponsors we have here at the NASRA 360 Racing Network and in the NASRA Racing League. Well, with that being said, Brady, that's going to wrap up our broadcast here from Daytona International Speedway tonight. Congratulations again to our winner on screen there, Gavin Gardner in the 88 Bass Pro Shops machine. For Adam Flieger, our producer, Brady LaBeouf, my co-host, I'm Adam Ebert. Thank you very much for following along with us tonight, and we'll see you again next week.